You're watching a video by Tick. Who the hell do you think he is?
Okay, this originally was going to be a rant video about wireless stuff. I had it all planned out. I had everything I was going to say. I was going to get very angry for all you people because you enjoy that. But the last 2 days something has came up. And I've instead decided to put on hold my wireless rant and instead bring you another rant about internet censorship and Wild Game Studios. If you've been watching the internet for the past couple of days, you knew this was going to happen. Because I'm very vocal about these kind of things. For those of you that do not know, there is a user on YouTube who goes by the name of Total Biscuit. He is a PC gamer who does first impression videos called WTF Is. These videos are very popular. He's been doing this for over a year now. And it is very well known that he does this. He's got 1.3 million subscribers. He's not exactly small. Now, a couple of days ago, he uploaded a video saying that one of the videos that he made of his first impressions, WTF is Day One's Garrys incident, was taken down under claim of copyright. Wild Game Studios CEO, I believe it's a CEO, stated that Total Biscuit had no right to make money via their copyright. Now, it is clear that that is an outright fabricated lie. Because the way fair use works, under the laws of fair use, anything made in terms of basically critical or reviewing is perfectly legal under the Fair Use Act, meaning that if you were to make a review on a video game or a movie, it would instantly be covered under fair use so long as it was a review. So, if there's an anime that's heavily copyrighted, under the guise of fair use, you can make a review about that anime, so long as you're reviewing it. This is what Total Biscuit did. He conducted a first impression, but it was still a review. He was being critical of a game. Therefore, under the guise of fair use, all forms of copyright protection do not exist. So long as the thing that you're doing is critical and reviewing something, fair use has you covered, meaning that a developer cannot take down your video under the guise of copyright. Wild Game Studios, on the other hand, didn't think so. Instead, they took down the video and claimed he had no right. But here's one of the first things that obviously smells a stinker. In fact, before I even go up to that, I will say the statement that they uploaded not 24 hours ago at the time of this recording. Official statement regarding the YouTube video WTF is Day One's Garrys incident from Total Biscuit. We sent Total Biscuit a Steam key on September 26th, giving him permission to evaluate Day One's Garrys incident. Monetizing wasn't mentioned in our communications, and it was an error on our part to not have clarified the issue. It was for that particular fact that Wild Game Studios had asked the video's removal. After the video was made unavailable, we had taken seriously the reaction from the community concerning the freedom of expression. We strongly believe in the freedom of expression of people and medias and have removed our copyright claim. Wild Game Studios didn't intend on preventing anyone from using their right to freedom of expression. For this reason, Wild Game Studios sincerely apologizes to Total Biscuits and anyone who felt their freedom of speech was denied. This is entirely defensive. This is entirely, oh, shit. We've opened the hornet's nest. We're gonna have to backtrack on this. Where do I begin? Well, let's go ahead and analyze this official statement. We sent Total Biscuit a Steam key on the 26th, giving him permission to evaluate Day One Garrys incident. This is true, as it's backed up by Total Biscuit. However, this is where the stinker starts. Monetization wasn't mentioned in our communications, and it was an error on our part of not to have clarified the issue. Okay. Total Biscuit had sent you many links probably a link of his entire playlist saying, this is what we do. This is what will happen to your game if we get our hands on it. It will be uploaded onto YouTube, and it will be monetized. Now, maybe Total Biscuit was in the wrong, in which they should have said specifically that it would be monetized unless the developer said otherwise. We don't know. We don't have the email chain, but this is just going by what I know. And the fact of the matter is this. If somebody has over 182 videos of this thing that he does, and he has sent you those videos, and you have noticed that on all of those videos, they have been monetized, do you not think that your video will also be subject to monetization unless you ask for it not to be? From what Total Biscuit has said, the only demand was that a link to its Steam store page was put in the description, which Total Biscuit complied with. If it was an error on your part, fair enough. However, it's just, if you've been around the internet for just a year, you know that almost every single review of every single game that's on a channel that can monetize their stuff normally has the stuff monetized. Monetized? What the fuck ever. Okay? So it's kind of some basic common fucking sense that a video will be monetized. If you think otherwise, then you have literally just discovered the internet. Anyway, after the video was made unavailable, we have taken seriously the reaction from the community concerning freedom of expression. I have nothing to say about this, because in fact, I will look on their website right now. Tweets, are they anything? I think they have made it so that nobody can... Let us see. Interesting, I can't quite see their tweets to... Apparently their Twitter feed didn't get hit that bad. Oh well. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, the statement still. Let's see. We strongly believe in the freedom of expression of people and medias and have removed our copyright claim. This is good. However, if you strongly believe in the freedom of expression, then why is it that you instantly, without... Total Biscuit sent you an email requesting a review copy of a game, which would instantly make it covered under fair use law, okay? So, by that case, you should not be allowed to use a copyright claim to take it down, because it's covered under fair use. On top of that, once again, he sent you an email. An email has a return address. If you had a problem with it being monetized, why didn't you just send an email saying, we have noticed that you have monetized our video. We would humbly request that you not do that, because Total Biscuit, okay, yeah, sure, he's a bit obnoxious. He has way too high expectations sometimes. But he's not selfish. He's not inconsiderate. If you request your game to not be monetized on his video, I'm pretty damn sure that he'll do it. Okay? I mean, I'm not going to fully defend Total Biscuit because, as I just said, there are things I don't like about him. He's a bit too obnoxious. His standards are a bit too high. But I can already tell that this is a person who will, he'll be honest. And if you ask him to do something, if he asks you for a game, he will review it and he will say his honest thoughts. If you ask it to be to not be monetized, I'm almost certain he would do that. Because he is honest, It's at the request of the developer. And yet you are saying you went ahead, didn't take that option, didn't take the option to say, excuse me, Tall Biscuit, we have noticed you have monetized this video. We would request that you not have it monetized. In fact, he actually went ahead and took all the proceeds from that video to a charity that protects our rights. Okay? He's not in it for the money. Okay? He's in it because it's what he wants to do. Because if he was in it for the money, then he wouldn't put any of that proceeds to a charity. Okay? He's considerate. So if you were to say, can you please remove monetization on the video of our game, please? I'm almost certain that he would do that. Anyway, while game studios don't intend on preventing anyone from using their right of freedom of expression, I've just ranted about this. You went ahead and instantly closed down the video. You didn't send a request for him to not monetize a video, so that is outright bullshit. For this reason, Wild Game Studio sincerely apologizes to Little Biscuit and anyone who felt that their freedom of expression was denied. This is the fourth big time I've seen that a game developer has abused the copyright claim system and has denied our right to freedom of speech. Let me give you those 4 examples. Example number 1. The Room by Tommy Wiseau. The nostalgia critic, who is a satirical reviewer on the internet on thatguywithglasses.com, link will be in the description, reviewed the movie The Room by Tommy Wiseau. Shortly afterwards, the video got taken down under claims of copyright infringement. However, while satirical, it is still a review and therefore protected under fair use. Now, if Tommy Wiseau Studios had said, had requested that it not be monetized, once again, they would have complied, because when these people do these reviews, when these big sites do these reviews, that is their income, they will comply. Okay, they're not the ones that call the shots. It's the developers that do. If I were to make a game and Tall Biscuit were to review it, I could have requested him to monetize it or not, or ask for some of the proceeds or whatever. But that is that is my right as a owner of that IP. However, I would not be legally allowed to take down a video under claims of copyright. I would only be able to request its removal. And these people would be considerate of that. They would take my request on board and they would probably oblige to my request. They're the ones that are asking, not us. The second one. Sega, with the Shining Force debacle. They had a game called Shining something or other coming out, and literally they went around and put copyright strikes, on anything with the word Shining Force in it. Even if you vocally speak Shining Force, your video would have been taken down. That is an outright abusing of the copyright claim system and is a stifling of our freedom of speech. The third one, Pokemon X and Y. Any trailers, your video was taken down. So, even if you were just reviewing it, saying like, oh, this is my review of the Pokemon X and Y trailer. Nope, your video will have been taken down. It seems nowadays that developers are starting to abuse YouTube's copyright claim system. They are basically... This is actually the thing I find funny. They're basically pulling a SOPA. They're saying what can be shown, what can't. No, naturally. They're being China right now. These companies that go ahead and abuse the copyright claim system are acting like China. They are denying our right of free speech. They are making it so that only what they would allow goes on. And that sickens me. That developers have stooped so low to even do this kind of stuff. I'm on my final year of university. After this, I leave to get a job. I already know for a fact that I will respect people's right to free speech if I get into the games industry. If I make a game and it's completely shit, I will, and people make reviews on it, I'm not going to throw a hissy fit, and I'm going to just respect their opinion, as all developers should do. There are 3 golden rules for a developer that you pretty much learn once you go to university. The first lecture was all about those 3 golden rules. The 3 golden rules for a developer is: be enthusiastic about your work, take all feedback critically, as in don't overreact to it, and don't be precious about your game. It is clear, at least in the case of Wild Game Studios, I'm heading back onto these guys because this is the bigger thing, and it shows a complete disregard for our freedom of speech. If it was clear that the reason why they took down the Total Biscuit review was not due to copyright infringement, it's because their feelings were hurt. Because their piece of shit game was basically bashed for 20 minutes. That is an example of being too precious and not accepting feedback. You instantly thought, Wild Game Studios, you instantly think, okay, I understand, okay? Don't get me wrong. Making games is hard work. Really hard work. So, I do understand where you're coming from. I do understand why your feelings will be hurt. But if that's how you're going to react, you're not going to last in the games industry for even a year. You can't get attached to what you make. Or at the very least, you have to always be willing to let it go and let it be changed. I have 2 stories reflecting on that. One of them involves Square Enix, one of them involves my very university. With Square Enix, basically what happened is a friend of my tutor's was working on a game for 2 years. $50 million have been put into this game. And just one day, Square Enix turned around and said, "We're shelving it. We're cancelling the game." I'm almost certain in your shoes, Wild Game Studios, that you would throw a massive temper tantrum. Because you would be too precious about your game. Whereas what you were meant to do is just nod. Yeah, sure, you can feel like shit about it. And tell the rest of the team. And in my university, the previous 3rd years, one group had their team leader as a programmer. And he was so precious about his game that he disregarded all feedback. Every little bit of feedback. And let's just say the game wasn't exactly good. And he tried to defend it till the end. He's lucky he got out with a pretty high degree. But he's not going to last long in the games industry if that's how he's going to act. The same thing is with you, Wild Game Studios. If you are going to be so precious about your game that you abuse the copyright claim system to silence those that think the voices are bad, not to mention there was proof of bribery for your game, you are not going to last very long here. Developers need to realize that when we make a video reviewing a game, they have no right to claim copyright. They've no right to take down the video claiming copyright. If they've got a problem with a video and somebody has asked for a review copy, you make it damn clear. I want to go back once again to the second line of that statement. Monetization wasn't mentioned in our communications. It was an error on our part to not have clarified the issue. This line sums up how much of a lie this statement is. Because TotalBiscuit did say that it would be monetized. Heavily said it would be. All his previous videos were monetized. And in fact, while his video got taken down, other videos that were monetized have not been taken down. It's clear that you're fine with people making money off your game, well, game studios. You're just not happy with people saying bad things about them. I don't know if they're going to be seeing this. I don't care if they see this. I don't care what they do to me if they see this. I've made my point. I've put it across. You gotta learn. If a game is bad, then you take the time to fix it. If it's bad on release, that's your own damn fault. It's not the game, it's not the people playing the game finding it bad. It's your fault if a game that comes out bad is bad. And instead of throwing a temper tantrum, running around banning people who don't like your videos or don't like your game, why don't you take that time to fix your game? There's a game called Magicka. I'm pretty sure a lot of people know of it. It's quite a popular game. It's got a spin-off that's coming out soon, which is about PvP. When that game came out, it was nearly unplayable, and people hated it because of that. Did the developers throw a temper tantrum? No. They knuckled down, and they fixed it. And now look at what it is. It's got a spin-off coming out, for Christ's sake. It's quite popular. I mean, hell. Boom. See that picture? Yep, Magicka cosplayers. I saw that at Play Expo. Clearly the game is popular. Yours will not be if you just spend more time going around throwing temper tantrums than actually fixing your game. You want people to enjoy your game? Then make it work. Go and fix it. Because, honestly, I too like the concept of a survival game. There's not enough of them. There's a lot of zombie survival games, but just outright survival, there's not enough of them. It's a great concept that you're going for. But instead of working on the execution, you've just been throwing temper tantrums. This is not 1996. Almost every game has some form of internet, be it leaderboards or otherwise. You can apply patches to your games after they came out, and they can become incredibly popular, as Magicka has proven. So why don't you go ahead? Why don't you keep taking this hatred from people and give them a reason to like you again? Work on Day 1 Garrys incident. Fix the bugs. Make it enjoyable. And maybe, just maybe, you'll redeem yourself and you might last longer than a year. Welcome to the games industry, Wild Games Studio. You're going to find it's a very, very harsh place. I'll catch you guys next time.